summer. The winter don't stand no chance. It's hotter in the summer. Yeah. Hotter in the summer. The winter don't stand no chance. Hotter in the summer.
Front in your back, be careful who you hugging, you dab. Cause these niggas ain't your brother like that. Don't really love you like that. From the land of snakes, trying to be a great. Trusting everybody that I love, that was my mistake. Turn me cold-hearted to a savage. If you f me over, I ain't giving out passes. Doing big shit, we ain't doing nothing average. Hotter in the summer if you ask.
It get hotter in the summer, yeah. Hotter in the summer. The winter don't stand no chance. It's hotter in the summer.
Went from wearing Chuck Taylor to Balenciaga. Sweaty think I'm rubbing on the genie bottom. Giving nada, saying nada, I'm just pushing product. I made my waves in the winter, now my summer hotter.
Better catch up.
Move too swift for all the lame shit. You asking for a favor, how I know we ain't the same, bitch. Watch how I in and out lane switch. They trying to earn cheese off a cake, but they ain't switch.
It's hotter in the summer, yeah. Hotter in the summer. The winter don't stand no chance.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Earth Mac, the mad scientist. And you on mute there, man. You out here on mute, living that mute life.
Out here tripping, man. And it's the infamous one, man. How y'all doing?
What's going on? What's going on, Geek Corner? This is the Orange Phoenix Show. Pro Wrestling Talk Live.
Yes, sir.
Man, Alvin, man, I'm gonna tell you, before we jump into the show today, to get to the nitty-gritty, because do not forget to hit your like and subscribe button and that notification bell. Shout out to all the new subscribers that are out there, man, because right now we jumped up, ladies and gentlemen. We jumped up. We are at 282 subscribers right now. So we are getting up there. Shout out to you guys. Shout out for the support. And do not forget to join our Discord. The link is in the description below. If you have any issues getting into the Discord, please let me know in the comments below and I will get you a new link. But yes, that is the link for our Discord. We have multiple channels for multiple interests in geekdom. It's not just pro wrestling. It's comic books, it's video games, it's TV, it's anime. If you're a content creator, man, hey, there's a channel for that as well, man. So
yeah,
they got something going on. And also, we also have a Patreon too. So the videos that I do post during the week, you have access to those before they ever air on YouTube, as well as access to our bi-monthly digital magazine. Okay, which we got a new issue coming out this month. And also, that's just the $5 tier, and the $15 tier, you have access to not only the current issue of Orange Phoenix magazine, but the past issues as well as videos that we will never air on YouTube. So there you go with that. So the infamous one, man. What is going on with you today? Logan James, what's going on with you, bro? What's happening?
What's up, Logan? What's up?
What's happening? Happening?
I'd say what's going on with me was that it was another amazing weekend of wrestling. And We saw some history being made.
Yes.
We saw some guys stick. We saw some yes guys sticking around for a while.
Yes.
I I became a bigger fan of guys like Jack Perry.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a guy come back and sting for at least a little second, and it's man, I'm ready to dive in when you are, man. That's all.
Hey
I
man,
can say.
hey,
I'm
listen.
ready to
Logan
dive in.
James says he thinks Brian Danielson is retiring tonight. I don't know, man. I don't know
Nah,
if
I
he's gonna
can't call
retire.
it.
I can't call it. That's the
I
thing.
can't
We
call it.
don't know. We don't know, man. But yes, AEW All In was this past weekend, and honestly and truly, yes, last year broke the record for pro wrestling attendance, like in one venue. Yes, it did that. But I feel like this year was a better show than it was last year. And there was a lot of stories being written, a lot of stories being told, and there's some stories that were finished. But yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and get into it, man, because I'm
Dive on in.
I'm already excited about this. So first off, before we even get into AEW All In, we got to acknowledge, the elephant or the millennial man in the room, and that is Sid Vicious. Some know him as Sid Justice. Some know him as Psycho Sid. But we talking about Sid Udy. He passed away over the weekend. He was battling cancer. We actually did not know about that. That wasn't public knowledge, but shout out to the Millennial Man. You got any memories about the Millennial Man, Sid Vicious?
Yes, I do. I got two. I'll
Okay.
start with the one that kind of sucks a little bit. Well, I guess it was a bad spot. Was that I think that may have been War Games. War Games back in the day. And he was power bombing Flying Brian. We all know him as Brian Pillman.
Yeah.
He power bombed Brian Pillman, slam on his neck. And Brian Pillman he laid there for a minute, and I said, yo, Daddy's not getting up. Daddy was like, he may have killed his son, he may have killed him. I don't know. My second memory was he's coming out right here. You see everybody to his left. They got the fist out. He was infamous. Fist bump, the whole way to the ring. He's yelling out, "Who's the man? Who's the man?" And he was very famous for this saying right here: "I am the master and the ruler of the world." And I was like, it's such a simple quote, but he made you believe that.
Yeah.
He made you believe that he was vicious, that he was psycho. We talk about a tall behind blonde-haired guy with icy blue eyes that made you say, yo, I'm not to be effed with. And he was a big guy that looked at a time where big guys were glorified.
Yeah.
They were glorified, and he was a big guy that wasn't just big, but he was dominant. You know what I'm saying? That power bomb, it was dominant. A choke slam, dominant. I mean, he will certainly be missed because let's just say he was certainly one of the better big men in the sport of wrestling. So yeah, Psycho Sid, you would definitely be missed by me. So yeah, he was pretty dope to watch.
Man, listen, the ruler of the world, Sid Vicious. I got several memories about Sid Vicious, man. I first saw Sid Vicious in WCW. That was my first introduction because he was part of the Four Horsemen at one point. And Sid Vicious was just that, vicious. Now, he is a two-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion and a two-time WWF Champion, as well as a one-time WCW United States Champion. this man had some memorable feuds. He had feuds with Sting. You know, he went up against Ric Flair. He went up against Shawn Michaels, Diesel. I want to say he actually beat Shawn Michaels for the WWF Championship.
I think he did.
And his power bomb was unmatched. I know you got Kevin Nash and the Jackknife power bomb, but nah, Sid was different. Like Sid is like built different. But the one thing though, yeah, exactly, he took you for a ride. The one thing though I will say about Sid is that he is a genuine like man, like for sure. Like a lot of people may not realize, but he helped put Harlem Heat on the map.
I didn't know that till I saw Booker T's post. Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, I knew about that when when Booker T did his documentary, but he speaks very highly of Sid. He was like, yeah, man, he was the one who got us there. He the one who put us on the map, and he'll give you the shirt off his back. He was that type of guy, and Kevin Nash spoke highly of him, saying like we've been on the road together sometimes, and he always made me laugh. Now, somebody else shared remember because he actually talked about it in an interview. Sid did about the Shockmaster because you remember he was part of that interview, and he said, hey, you might want to move that because once Shockmaster come through this door, he gonna trip up. And they were like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about, Sid. You don't know what you're talking about. As soon as he bust through the door, if you listen real close, because I listened to it like a couple of days ago, he said, I told you so. I told you. He said, I know I said that. I heard him on the mic said, I told you. I was like, like the man knew the business, man. He was on ECW. A lot of people don't realize that he was on ECW. He choke slammed the Dudley Boys. He was infamous for the fist bump. Like Xavier Woods, this past Monday night, was dressed down like in black and silver and was fist bumping people on the way to the ring.
But his armband
and his armband.
His armband says, I give the New Day this right here.
Yeah,
when it's a wrestler, when it's a fellow superstar, you know that they were close to or somebody they admired, they admired or something like that. They always showed some type of tribute, no matter who it is. Because Big E absolutely when Brody Lee passed.
Yeah.
I mean, he wore that armband for a minute when Brody passed.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, because they was pretty tight. Like all of them was like tight.
Like he's very tight with Brody Lee's family.
But Sid, man, and like even before the WCW days, like he was the NWA Northeast Heavyweight Champion one time, the CWA Heavyweight Champion. That's the Continental Wrestling Association for the diehards out there. The Southeastern Championship Wrestling, he was the NWA Southeastern Heavyweight Champion once. The Southeastern Tag Team Champion with Shane Douglas once, and the USWA, he was a Texas Heavyweight Champion, and he was a Unified World Heavyweight Champion twice with the USWA. So I mean, he is highly decorated as far as championship wins, stuff like that. I really do miss Sid, but the thing is, man, we need to induct these people before they pass away. Like nobody expected Sid to pass away or anything like that because nobody knew he had cancer. You know, his son, say, hey, my dad passed away and stuff like that. But like, what's taking so long? Like Sid should have been in the Hall of Fame like a mile ago. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah,
and that's no knock. I'm just saying that now, of course, we probably going to see him, posted in the Hall of Fame posthumously. But I'm like, nah, I really want to hear Sid speak, talk about his stories and stuff like that. Like, I didn't want that,
Yeah, and that goes to where when you and I in the show, I always say, I believe in giving somebody their flowers with their hair. That's why I always give you yours because of this platform. And somebody like Sid, Undertaker should absolutely be there.
Yeah.
Sid left this game before the Undertaker did. Well before the Undertaker did. And he had, pretty cool match with the Undertaker. I mean, two big men. Honestly, I didn't think I'd see two big men wrestle again after Monday night with Big Bronson Reed and what's my man's name? I always forget his name.
Braun Strowman?
Braun Strowman. So I mean, to see something like that was pretty cool. So I mean, guys like Sid help pave the way for big men wrestling. I mean, again, Sid played his part as a crazy mofo.
Yeah.
And he played that part very well, because I know I was a kid looking like, hey, dad, this dude crazy right here. But he played his part.
Look, if you're looking crazy in the dictionary as far as pro wrestlers concerned, Sid is number one. Like, he is, and they call him Psycho Sid for a reason. His whole entrance music was like from Psycho, like it was like from that, and they'll just put other beats on top of all that. But yeah, Sid would definitely be missed.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna put it past WWE. They will have like a Sid compilation of his matches, because they have access to most of his matches, like from WCW, WWF, like most
ECW.
Yeah, like some ECW stuff. So don't be surprised to see like a compilation of like his matches on Peacock.
Yeah.
So, but man, to go into like a little bit of lighter notes, we got to talk about some AEW All In, man. AEW All In was this past weekend at Wembley Stadium. Over 50,000 fans. And
crazy fans.
Whew, it was but wow. And the first thing I'm going to start with is Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter made her long-awaited return to AEW, and she made her return on Zero Hour at the expense of Saraya. Basically, Saraya comes out. She said, listen, I was on the show last year. I won the Women's World Championship. Now, I don't even have like a match. Like, I'm not leaving this ring. We're not doing anything. Like, she brought her whole family out, like her mom, her dad, because her whole family wrestlers, stuff like that. Jamie came out by herself, whooped everybody's ass. And it's like, that was her return, right? So,
yeah.
Like, now that Jamie Hayter's back, man, how do you feel about that?
I'm happy to see her back. Now, at least for right now, I'm not going to get my dream match of Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm for the world title. At least not right now. Maybe in the future. Because I felt like pound for pound, only person that could dethrone Toni Storm, was Jamie Hayter. I mean, we all know Jamie Hayter is. She's strong. She's strong as an ox. She don't look it, but she's strong as all get out. So I mean, it's, and again, real quick, that I'm not with Jamie Hayter, but I'm happy to see her back, because she's now coming into a women's division that's kind of loaded. I mean, this women's division is
kind of ain't the word, bro. Kind of ain't the word.
It's stacked. Yeah. I mean, you got. I mean, I'm not gonna jump the gun here, but you got us a new champion. You got Mercedes. You got Camille. We're seeing Camille more now, as we should. You got Britt. I mean, Jamie Hayter, I feel like she's back at the right time.
Yes,
at the absolute right time. So I'm happy to see her, because I was a fan. I was a huge fan, and now she's back. The women's division.
Man, listen.
Loaded.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that, because that leads me to a soapbox moment, and that concerning another match. But Jamie Hayter being back is a great thing, because now everybody's put on notice. Like, if you look at the roster of women, which I'm gonna get to that later on, it is crazy. But Jamie Hayter is back, and that's all I'm happy for, man. Like, once that music hit, I pop. I ain't gonna hold you. I pop. I was like, oh snap! I knew somebody was gonna return, right? Like, I want to say I mentioned her last year. I mentioned her like last week.
You did.
You did. But she showed up in a different capacity. She didn't show up in Britt Baker's match. She showed up on her own. So, but the next match was started off the show was the trios ladder match.
I love David Mann in this match right here.
So, who did I predict it was going to win this? Oh, we try to think of the mystery opponents, and we both was wrong.
Yeah.
And we got Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio winning the trios championships with Pac actually grabbing the belts. So, how do you feel about that match?
It's time for Pac to be fully inducted into the into the Combat Club.
That's what it looks like.
And to be honest, I feel like they hinted to that at one point before now. I feel like there were maybe some breadcrumbs towards that, but
yeah,
seeing and also with him winning it because he didn't get his Wembley moment last year. He didn't.
No. Yeah, he was hurt.
And we're talking about the guy from and honestly, let's think about what Pac has been through leading up to stuff like this. Injuries.
Yeah.
COVID. Visa. Remember he kept having all those visa problems trying to get back over here at one point?
Yeah.
And now he missed it last year. I mean, we're talking about a dude that's right there from Newcastle.
Yeah.
This was a poetic win for him. It was a title. It was definitely another title for Claudio and Wheeler Yuta.
Yes.
It took me a while to get, for me to become a fan of Wheeler Yuta. But once he got in the Blackpool Combat Club, I was like, hey, this guy's kind of tough right here. He's a tough guy in the ring. So I mean, I like this for Pac. I really like this for Pac. So because I feel like he's been through it.
My thing is, this let us know a couple things, because from what I understood, from what I read, allegedly, let me put that out there, allegedly, is that Pac and the Lucha Brothers were supposed to win this. Like, they were supposed to do this, but now that lets us know that the Lucha Brothers wasn't involved in this at All In, which is the biggest show of the year, and Claudio and Yuta took over. That kind of, I wouldn't say put the nail in the coffin, but they already got one foot out the door, like leaving AEW and going to WWE, because I think Ray Phoenix contract ends in October, and I think Penta's contract in like in September-ish or something like that. So that lets you everything that you need to know. But Pac fits very well in the Blackpool Combat Club, though. He really fit well in that. So
yes, he does.
He's rough around the edges. He's very physical. He has his match against Will Ospreay at All Out because he earned his right to challenge for the International Championship. So there's that. But for him to get his Wembley moment, though, at Wembley Stadium, they did right by Pac, for sure. They definitely did right by him.
Oh, yeah.
They did right by him. So, but the next matchup was this one right here, bro. Listen, my thing is this. They should have started with this. This is what it should have started the show with. This should have been match number 1. Like, man, bro, like, wow. So I got 2 places for that match. Either it should be the number 1 match number 1, or some other match should have took its spot. And I'm gonna get there. But what did you think about this match though, man? Because I was on it.
I thought my girl Tony was gonna win. Of course, if y'all saw our picks last week, I picked Tony Storm. Everybody, look here. I don't know what Tony Storm fanboys are called, but I'm gonna give us a name. We're the Storm Clouds. So as a fellow Storm Cloud, I just knew my dog was gonna win. But to see Mariah May's growth,
yes,
I'm cool with that. I'm cool. I like how she won. And when Tony lost, still in character on her way up the rim, full on character. So the match was mad physical. You can see right here on the picture right here, Mariah's bloody.
Yeah,
and this match was pretty dope from beginning to end. But I agree with you with Tony carrying this division like she's been doing all this time. You probably may have wanted to start, but see, I see it this way. You start this show with Tony Storm.
Yeah.
That's a huge ass to follow Tony Storm.
And I'm not a professional wrestler, but one thing I do know is in my many years of watching pro wrestling, the 2 most important spots in a pay-per-view is you starting the show or you ending the show. Because if you starting the show everybody got to follow what you're doing. Like everybody got to either match that or go beyond that. And Tony and Mariah May, they put on a clinic in there. Like they put like it was a wrestling match and they told a story because honestly,
thank you.
It was a 10-month-old story, 10 or 11 months. And if you miss some parts, like AEW on their YouTube channel, they gave you the entire history, which was like 2 hours or 3 hours worth of story between Mariah May and Tony to build that thing up. Now, hold on just 1 second. I know we got some viewers up in here because I see the number, right? But you got to match them likes, though. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that like button. We got a few. Go ahead and hit that like button. Smash that like button so we can get more viewers up in this joint because, they got to match. It's got to match. Yeah. But yeah, so I knew Mariah May was going to win. Like to build all this up for her to turn on Tony. Now, I wouldn't have been upset if she lost, but it would have got me a little confused because, okay, where are they going with this? Because with Mariah May being that vicious, and at this time she was bloody up, and she slapped her mom. She slapped her mom.
Yeah.
that completely threw me off, dog. Like
that caught me way off.
Yeah, she just like, because I'm like, It did took me out of it a little bit because Excalibur was like, yeah, her mom on the side, to watch her wrestle or whatever, but she's the heel. Like, I don't want to see the parents, because it's going to make me feel some sort of way about Mariah or whatever the case may be. But Mariah shut that down because there was a reason why her mom was on the sidelines. It's because she was going to slap her. So, yeah. I like, okay, I see what you did there. So it brought me back. But yeah, this match was a clinic, man. It's yeah, and it's nothing negative I can say about this match. They did their job. It was definitely the Women's World Championship match for sure.
They gave us a good story.
Yep, it lived up to the expectations. Lived up to the expectations. The next match though is Hook and Chris Jericho, the learning tree. Let me. You know what? Hey, Hook's a class act, man. The best part of this match was Hook and Taz both doing like their finishers together because they teased it this whole entire time, right? Like Jericho having the LTW championship, insulting Taz, insulting Hook, throwing the fireball in Hook's face. I'm thinking Samoa Joe's gonna show up in Shibata. That's who I thought.
I did too, and I feel like a moment was missed, but.
Yeah, but I think Samoa Joe filmed the sequel to Twisted Metal. I think that's what's going on, and they had to fill in.
I hope so, because low key, I love that first season of Twisted Metal.
Oh, it's dope.
I loved it. I loved it, dog.
So I think with Taz and Hook finally like embracing, like hugging at the end of the match, and both of them doing their submissions, Taz outside of the ring, Hook inside of the ring. I'm like, oh yeah, like father, like son. That was a highlight for me. But I'm a little over Jericho. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I loved as soon as Jericho came out and did the hi guys.
Yeah,
I hated it at first, but then I was like, I'm looking forward to seeing him do that every week. And Fozzy performing. I was not a big fan of the song he used for the Learning Tree. I wasn't a big fan of that.
Yeah.
But the match itself, it wasn't. The match itself, it wasn't bad. I mean, kind of wanted Hook to. I kind of had a feeling Hook was going to win, but when he poured the apples out, I was like, really? I was like, really? Yeah, but it was.
The thing with me though was the media scrum, right? When the media scrum, Hook was one of the wrestlers that was, answering questions. Somebody was asking, and I don't know, he was just nervous. Oh, I think it really was. I think it was nerves. But he was like, when the FTW championship was brought on, it was viewed as like a joke or whatever. And then right then and there, Tony Khan interjected like, nah, it wasn't. It's not a joke. Like, nah, I've been following FTW championship since ECW. And Hook was so poised. Like, he was so, like, relaxed because you would think Hook would just say, hey, bro, you might want to shut up, dog. I would choke you out. Like, I was thinking you were going to do something like that because, it's his dad, right? This is dad's championship. So, but Hook was like, nah, it's not joking nothing like that. He said, but cool story. I'm the one who brought the FTW championship to AEW. Like, I like drove it up here, and I just thought that was a pretty cool story. But Hook is like so like I wouldn't say short-winded, but yeah, he's short-winded. It was like short and sweet. Yeah, like answering questions, right? He was like, yeah, so what do you thought about the match? I thought it was cool. That was it. Yeah. I thought it was cool. Yeah. like, oh, you were going to add nothing to it? Like, nah. I ain't going to add nothing to it. But overall, it was okay match, man. I think, again, match placement, that might have been match number 2. I feel like it should have been match number 2.
That's when you could have went ahead and put up there for number 2 because the crowd is already live then.
Yeah.
If you're gonna start it with that trios championship, which that match actually had a lot of good moments in it. Like the majority of that match, the majority of that match was nothing but good moments. I mean, if you want me to be technical. So then if you're gonna have that match, you could have threw in Hook and Jericho right after.
Yeah.
And then you follow that up with Tony Storm and Mariah May.
Could have.
I feel like they should have. I feel like they should have flopped. Well, flip flopped.
Yeah, I feel like it would be Tony, Mariah starting. Here, Jericho and Hook second match. Third match is the trios ladder match, and throw that in there. But I understand, some matches of it. Now the next match was another match. I was kind of like, until the end though. Until the end was the Young Bucks, FTR, and Acclaimed, and the Young Bucks retained the championship, which I told you they was going to retain the championship.
Yeah, we picked it.
Yeah, we picked it.
We both picked that one.
But the highlight though was these two young men.
Oh boy, I lost it when I saw those two come out.
Your teeth, boy.
Look. It's so good to see the Grizzled Young Veterans, man, because NXT, they didn't get the shine they needed to. And these two guys, they can go.
Yes.
They can go. GYV can wrestle, boy.
Yes, sir.
Like, I'm not playing at all when I say that. Like, these two as a tag team, at some point, I think what they're probably going to do is just run roughshod through that tag division at some point. I hope they do. Nothing against the FTR.
Yeah.
Definitely nothing against the Acclaim because I like them. I like both teams, but I didn't too much like FTR being in this tag team picture.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Me neither. Yeah.
That's just me.
I think that's how a lot of people feel because, again, like we said last week, was they have held 3 different tag team championships at one time during their reign. So, make us want them, again, but I do understand why they're there because, they earned that spot or whatever, but that the Grizzled Young Veterans, I already think right now they're going to be in a tag team feud with FTR starting off.
Oh, yeah.
Because they attacked them straight up. I mean, obviously they was face-to-face with the Young Bucks, but they attacked FTR. Kind of like, there was a callback, though. You remember, it's a callback because when FTR debuted, they did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, now it's got to regurgitate. Now we get some story here. So, GYV and FTR, that would be a great feud with GYV winning that feud, and then they're working their way up, and then finally they come across the Young Bucks and, do what they do. But and we made complaints about the tag team division, like, we need more tag teams. So if Lucha Brothers is out the door, it's a good substitute.
Oh yeah,
it's a good. Substitute.
These are guys. They've been together for a while now.
Yeah.
So this is a good substitute. Really good substitute.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Our next matchup, Rio, is the Casino Gauntlet. Let's talk about it.
We said Ricochet. We both picked Ricochet. I mean, we both picked guys like Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
You said Adam Cole, Miro, Keith Lee. I also added in John Moxley. But the one dude we both agreed on
Uh-huh.
Was this man right here,
Ricochet.
King Ricochet, the one and only. So I mean, to see him, I wasn't surprised to see him. The
Mm-hmm.
pop he got when
Yes,
he
sir.
came out. I
Yes,
don't know
sir.
if he had goosebumps. I wouldn't have blamed him because that
I,
pop was crazy.
it was. It was. Here's my thing about the overall scheme of this match. This is a great idea. In business sense, I would say they should only use this match once a year and do it at All In because this casino is different. You don't know who's gonna pop up. Nobody was announced about who's gonna be in the casino battle royal. Only thing we knew was who was gonna be number one. That is it. Unless somebody cut a promo backstage and said, "Hey, I'm gonna be in the casino gauntlet," right? But the way to win the match is whoever get the first pinfall. So you could have up to 21 people, but the trick to that was it wasn't 21 wrestlers that made it through that. You know what I'm saying? So Christian actually ended up being the victor out of this whole casino gauntlet. Now it threw me completely off guard that Christian won, but I understand the
Yeah.
assignment when it comes to him because Christian's a veteran in the game, right? He
Oh
done
yeah,
made a proclamation that he's gonna try to win every single championship in AEW.
he's
He already
falling his
won.
league.
Yep. So far, he's on a trajectory because he was a TNT champion. He was a trios champion. So he's not an international champion yet. He's not a tag team champion yet, and he's not a world champion yet. I feel like what's going to happen, and just a guess, it's just a guess. If if unless Christian shows up to Brian Danielson and like I'm gonna face you and whatever, I think Christian gonna hold on to that until Wrestle Dream, and then win that belt and hold that belt until All In, and whoever beats him at All In, because who's a better heel than Christian right now?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody. There's nothing out of bounds when that man has the mic in his hand.
Exactly.
Everything's on the table.
Everything is on the table. So who's gonna face Christian at I'm just taking stabs in the dark. I'm just throwing darts out there. Who will face Christian at All In next year? Don't know. Not sure.
Could be Swerve. I mean,
it could be Swerve. It could be
Swerve. Because I did see, I saw your message in the Discord. Swerve is re-signed to 2028?
2028.
So I mean, Swerve is still young too. Swerve has got nothing but upside. Excuse me. So I mean, and even if at his age for Christian,
yeah,
I'm sorry, Christian still performs at an elite level at that age.
He don't have to do a whole lot.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't.
Like, think about it. Him and Edge facing each other. I think it was like a no DQ match or whatever. Like when he won the TNT Championship, everybody was glued into that. Like they was telling the story. That they was doing all those things, man. So Christian being a world champion, I am not mad at that. He'll let him be the heel. Oh my gosh, ratings, son, ratings.
And the way, and him being the father and all that, because when Luchasaurus, Kill Switch, when he came out, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, he's finally gonna bust this dude in the face right here.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been more wrong. He helped her win. And to see, I mean, you look at this picture right here, to see Christian with that face right there, oh man, heel Christian is about to be on one tonight. Or even if it's Collision. The next time this man has a microphone in his hand, he's going to be on 1 through 10 when it comes to his next promo is going to be golden.
Yeah, because he's doing what he's promised. He said, I'm going to win every single championship. I'm on that trajectory. I will be the AEW World Champion at some point. So we'll see what happens with that.
And let's remember, folks, Christian was the Impact Champion at one point.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was the Impact World Champion at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And now this right here was one of my favorite matches on the card, along with Mariah May and Toni Storm, and that is MJF and Will Ospreay for the AEW American Championship, now International Championship. Like, this match was better than the clinic that they put on Dynamite.
Oh man, Oh man, I mean,
Yeah.
it by a mile.
Yeah. And why
By a
is that?
mile.
Story.
Yeah.
Story. When Daniel
Story.
Garcia pop up, when this mofo popped up, took that mask off, I was like, oh.
And I need people to realize too, this dude is a star in the making right here.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, he is.
bona fide star. He's a star. He can wrestle. The fans love him. I mean, this dude is a full-on star getting himself ready for a real feud with MJF. And the way this match, well, first of all, when MJF came out in the stars and stripes from top to bottom,
Yeah, looking
and
like
then
Lex Luger.
looking like Lex Luger. You saw the text I sent you, man. I was like, he looks like American-made Lex Luger.
Yep.
And the way it looked too, it made the US looks like the a-holes that we really are, because it was MJF representing us in this match. And of course, did I pick? Yeah, of course I picked MJF. MJF, my dumb behind. But Osprey leading up to that Tiger Driver.
Yeah.
That was amazing, man. This match was crazy from beginning to end, nonstop.
Very good match, very story driven, because the whole story and premise of that was the reason Will Ospreay lost is because he didn't have the heart to plant that Tiger Driver 91 because of what happened with Bryan Danielson, and he retired the move. He didn't want to use it anymore, and the reason he hesitated and MJF didn't is the reason why he lost the AEW International Championship altogether. So then you put in Kyle Fletcher, his best friend, and then you put in Daniel Garcia, and then Kyle Fletcher like, listen, bro, like if anybody deserved the Tiger Driver, that mofo deserved the Tiger Driver.
Yes,
like, anybody deserves it. But he was basically saying how the audience will feel, you know. And then the last person he needed to talk to, Bryan Danielson, all he said was, "Do it, like do it." And I was like, okay, so that's all you needed right there, and he won the match with the Tiger Driver. So, I mean, to critique and say AEW don't know how to tell stories, that was a pretty damn good story.
Yeah, that's been the ongoing story that AEW can't tell a story. This entire pay-per-view, how can I put it? This entire pay-per-view was a story from beginning. It was. You ever read a book? You ever read a book and it's one of those books that's got many stories, like little short stories all the way through. This pay-per-view was a full-on anthology, bro.
Yeah.
Full on.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And if anybody disagrees, so be it. But this entire pay-per-view told a story in every last one of these matches. Every last one.
Like Daniel Garcia being like the mix in there, because I thought it was Adam Cole. I thought that was Adam Cole.
I did too.
Because he also have an axe to grind with MJF. And who knows, he may get himself involved once Daniel Garcia and MJF have their final match. Like maybe Adam Cole is the reason why MJF gonna take that L. And then now you got Adam Cole and MJF in their feud, and Daniel Garcia go do his thing and probably enter into the Continental Classic, where he finally wins a belt.
Because he didn't do too well at the Continental Classic this last time. If I'm right.
But he won the last match though, and he got the points on the board. He got on the board.
He did, and I have a good feeling that's set up for some long-term storytelling, because he lost all of those matches, won his last one. He goes into it. He goes into that tournament this time and puts in work. Maybe lose a match, two at the most.
Yeah.
And I kind of doubt he'll lose two. But he goes into this Continental Classic this time and goes to work.
I just thought about something. What if he beats Okada for that Continental title? What if he be the man that beats Okada? One of the greatest champions in New Japan Pro Wrestling. What if Daniel Garcia beats Okada at the Continental Classic? Like, have him beat some notable people like Okada. Have him beat Claudio. Have him beat some other people. Like, have him defend that title the way it needs to be defended, right? And then when he enters himself into the Continental Classic, of course, Daniel Garcia is the underdog because nobody thinks Daniel Garcia is going to be Okada, right? Mm-hmm. But then he gets one over on Okada, and he wins that Continental title. So,
what if he not only beats Okada?
Yeah.
What if he makes him tap? This man, look here.
He does have the persona to tap out, considering how funny he is. But I don't want funny Okada. Like Claudio said in his promo, I don't want funny Okada. I want dead nut serious Okada against Daniel Garcia, and then have Dan Garcia win. Now tap out. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but let him have like a roll up or something. But have a win. Have a win.
And the reason I said tap out is because imagine the pop this man gets making somebody like Okada tap out.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he because he's got I forgot what he calls that submission. It's like a scorpion deathlock, but he sits down and he pulls it even farther back on it.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. That's moves that as kids we've probably put each other in. That move hurts.
It does. It does.
That move hurts.
I mean, hell, to be honest with you, I put DJ in the sharpshooter, so
I remember that.
Yeah, I made that cat tap out like quickly. I said, "Oh, you think wrestling fake? Hey, come here. Let's wrap a taste, dog. Let's talk right quick. I'm gonna show you the excellence of execution, right? Right now. That. But yeah, man. So the next matchup is Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker. What are your thoughts on this match?
It was cool. I wanted Britt to win, but I feel as though this story isn't over.
Okay.
And Britt's going to have to go one-on-one with Camille. It's going to have to happen. I feel like Mercedes is going to be like, in order for you to get to me again, you got to go through Camille or whatever. And
she won't get through Camille.
Yeah. It's just for her to get to Mercedes. Yeah. She can't do it by herself. She can't.
So per the rumors, again, these are rumors. We don't know this to be factual or whatever case may be. Rumor has it that Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker are butting heads like in real life. That's probably why you saw Jamie Hayter on the 0 hour and you didn't see her involved in the match with that. But then again, they could be playing it to the left too, like have her show up here, but then all of a sudden Jamie Hayter's there. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know for sure. This is the match I was talking about. If anybody should have switched places, it should have been Mercedes and Britt to be the second match on the card, and Tony and Mariah being later on down the card, or Tony and Mariah starting off the show.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
And listen, I love Britt Baker. Don't get me wrong. Like, let's not get this twisted. I do love Britt Baker. I met her in person at Raleigh Galaxy Con. She is a super nice person, super sweet person. Everything else in between. As a wrestling fan, though, it felt like they had no chemistry in the ring. Like, it felt like it was a little bit of a slowdown. It was some stuff going on. And a lot of people are reading Britt Baker for filth on the internet. Like, damn. Like, I'm serious. They are reading her for filth. Like, something like, yo, Mercedes carried this whole match. Like, it's almost like Mercedes wrestled herself the whole entire match. Like, people was on Britt Baker's ass. Like hard. I'm not that person. I'm not a performer. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, you should have did this, that, and the third. But I will say this, though. You got Willow, you got Jamie, you got Mercedes now. It was Stephanie Valkyrie that one time. You got Mina Shirakawa, Mariah May, Toni Storm. I will say this, though. And it's the best way I can say it. Yesterday's AEW is not today's AEW.
Not even close.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
not even close.
We talking about some hard-nosed women out there. Like, at one point in time, Britt Baker was the top of the totem pole because she carried that division. Like, it was her, Thunder Rosa, and some people even was like, yo, Thunder Rosa should have been in that match against Mercedes. Like, some people was even saying that. But, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't one of those people. But that iconic match she had with Thunder Rosa where everybody was bleeding, I was like, yo, I never seen a female bleed like that. That was great. You know what I'm saying? But that's before all these individuals that I mentioned. Then not to mention Athena. So that's her sitting out there, right? So
legit Layla Hirsch.
You know what I'm saying? She's no longer at the top of that totem pole, and that's no slight. But this could be a jumping off point though for her as a performer. And she can even address this in the ring and then build that momentum on up. But this match right here wasn't, I wasn't as into it as I was like the other matches, and I'm upset about that, to be honest.
I do feel like there was some slow moments. Some slow moments in this match.
Yeah,
And I had no idea that folks are coming after Britt Baker.
torches and pitchforks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how bad it was. Like,
Oh wow.
yeah, keyboard
And
warriors.
and if you know they're out there. And
Yeah.
if she and Jamie Hayter's button heads, now folks can also say this too. She had a little run in with MJF. Now she's got issues with with Jamie Hayter. My understanding, I think she may have had some issues with Thunder Rose at some point. But at the same time,
Yeah,
for this type of heat to come Britt Baker's way, I mean,
Yeah.
she's tough. She'll get past it, but
she a dentist.
yeah. But at the
Yeah.
same time,
She a DMD.
you don't want heat. Like you don't want heat at all.
You do
But
want that heat. You
But
do want that heat. You don't know why?
but-
Because you could be one of the top heels in the dang industry for
But she-
being that, for being hated like that.
well,
Use
it,
to
it's
your advantage.
so I guess right now her character's sort of anti-hero esque, if that makes sense.
Sort of. Yeah.
So because I don't see her as a full on face because she doesn't carry herself like a face. You know what I mean?
No.
So at this point, you got to go ahead and just make her. Got to go ahead and make her. If she wants that heat, you got to go ahead and make her full heel. You got to
Right.
you got to kind of sort of make her into what MJF is. MJF lives life as a heel.
Oh yeah.
Like
no
that,
doubt.
like that's his. It's almost as if he said, "Yo, when I'm in front of folks, I have to know how to turn it on, and not only turn it on, but let me go ahead and turn that notch as far as I can get it without cussing some kid the hell out."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean with Mercedes, but Mercedes looked like Mercedes / Sasha Banks. I feel like she moved good. She moved pretty good in the ring. It was a dope, to me. It was a dope match, but I could
Yeah.
tell
It was just chemistry. It was chemistry.
it was like whatever chemistry you were supposed to have for weeks.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't take the time to build this chemistry together.
Yeah, I think it's just a chemistry thing. I put it to you like this. If I was a performer and I know I was on top of the totem pole, but you got all this talent with vast years of experience that's coming in, and I know, athletic wise, they may be better than me. I'm taking a stab in the dark here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to step up. If I want to maintain my spot, I'm gonna have to step up because you're in shark infested waters, and not in a negative way, but in a positive way, because you want that division to forever grow. Like you want it to be better than what it was the day before. So now that it is, you have to ride that wave to that level. And you're not gonna have great chemistry with everybody. Now, because we can count how many matches we've seen where two individuals wasn't really matching well chemistry wise, and it just fell off. So, and maybe that's what us. Like everybody's entitled to a bad night, and not saying there was, because there were some highlights in that match. Considering Britt Baker pulling the Eddie Guerrero kick. Now,
I love that. I love that part.
You know what I'm saying? So, which was, in a way, it worked two ways, because Eddie Guerrero is somebody Mercedes looked up to like wholeheartedly, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
Britt Baker was the one that put the Eddie Guerrero spot. So I was like, yeah, I really did dig that. And
Yeah.
I never seen a scoop slam off the top rope. I always wanted to do that. I'm not even going to hold you. I always wanted to see that in real life. And thank you, Britt Baker, for doing that for me, because never seen it, saw it done. I was satisfied. I was like, yo, this really can be done. This can be done. I ain't going to hold you. I used to do that off the couch. I used to watch Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon matches, and I used to have like a big stuffed animal or whatever. I used to be on the couch, and I used to scoot slam off the top of the couch on the floor. So to see that to see that, I was
Yo,
happy. I was happy, man. So,
man. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh yeah. So I know we at 7:55. We almost done, but so Jack Perry and Darby Allin, it was actually shorter than expected. And I found out why. So apparently London has this curfew, and they was trying to meet that curfew time, and they're trying to give as much time to Swerve and Bryan Danielson as possible. But the match a little shorter than usual. What's up? What's up, gangster?
Everybody, this is my little thug daughter.
He knows.
Yeah, he knows you.
He knows. But yeah,
I
so
want to see the pictures.
a couple good spots there was Jack Perry using real glass, right? When he put that glass in the middle of the ring, and the crowd was chanting, "Cry me the river." I was like, yo, like that right there,
Yeah.
like Cry Me a River and FCM Punk. And I was like,
Oh, man.
Yo.
And see, only an international crowd would go at that FCM Punk thing.
Yeah.
And here's why: because Jack, after everything that happened in All In, which a lot of folks are pretty much like, I don't see how Jack is being blamed for this. A lot. I did read up, like there was a lot of folks that took Jack Perry's side.
Yeah.
And to see him come out with the goat mask, for starters, that goat mask is fire. Secondly, to see him bring that title out, Jack Perry Stark right here, that was dope. The entire match, and real quick, I feel like Darby Allin is this generation's Mick Foley.
Yeah.
And again, that ain't no shade. That ain't no shade to Darby Allin. I'm just being honest.
I just thought about something. Now, Jack Perry did win the match, like we predicted. Short match. I don't know. Sting made an appearance. Like, my boy Sting made an appearance, did his thing, saved Darby Allin's life. Now I just thought about something. Remember what I said about Christian being world champion eventually? What if it's going to be Christian versus Darby Allin? Because that is a long story. Because Nick Wayne used to be under Darby Allin's wing. Mm-hmm. So now, and I think Christian beat him for the TNT Championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Long term,
right? And so now, if he's world champion, I think that it will be Darby Allin and Christian at All In Texas next year.
Long-term storytelling.
And I read somewhere that they're looking for him to be world champion at some point. Yo, BU, man, from the UK. Hey, man, UK was popping this weekend. Stadium was popping.
Hey, BU, were you there? Did you go to the pay-per-view? That's what I want to know.
Oh, man, if you was at the pay-per-view, I'll be geeked.
Cause see the pay-per-view, the pay-per-view was in his backyard. So if BU went there, one thing I would like is to get, because of course we're seeing our favorite wrestling companies go to these international places now.
Yeah.
I would like, if somebody who actually went to one of those pay-per-views, give us their take on it. Give us their take on the atmosphere, the matches. You know what I'm saying? The crowd experience, because of course we've got crowd experience right here locally at a televised event or a house event. If if you were there and if you went, I would look. This is just me. I would really like to hear in your ears, how crazy was it being there? Because something like that, you go to something that big, the way that AEW is going, that's a once in a lifetime type of moment right there.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. This coming from a U.S. citizen. International crowds are better. By a country mile. Like international crowds, when it comes to a pro wrestling show, they know the assignment. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what to do. They don't sit down. They always cheer. They do chants. They do all kinds of things. An international crowd would make us look soft out here. You know what I'm saying? Like and this is what it is. Like we need to step it up over here. Whenever wrestling is in our city, we need to step it up.
International crowds. Here's one reason that they step it up. Dang, B, he didn't go. He didn't go.
Oh, here they go.
Next year, I need you in there. The reason,
But it won't be in Texas. Oh, no. Forbidden Door is going to be in the UK. Ashley.
all right. The
Yeah.
reason it didn't. The reason we don't do as well with live crowds, and the reason international folks do. One, they don't get these. They don't get them often like we do.
Right.
Another thing is that you got all these crowds that, for example, UK or when the WWE went to one of their last international pay-per-views.
Yeah.
These are folks that are extremely loud going to a soccer game, football. What they say across the pond.
Yeah, the greatest sport in the world.
Yeah, they're loud. They're loud when they go to those type of events. So look at case in point. Jay Uso came out. The entire bit. Jay Uso. It's just me, Uso. I'm sitting there, I'm just looking. I was like, all right, cool. Jay Uso about to come out. And me and Steph were talking about something. And Steph was like, hey, stop. I was like, do you hear that? I said, they're singing this man's song.
Yeah.
They're singing this man's song word for word. And then it breaks down. And then it starts back up. And I was like, international crowds, they not only understand the assignment, they showed up for extra credit.
Yeah. They showed up for extra credit. That's all it is to it. And they got extra credit. You know what I'm saying? They got it. They got that extra credit.
They exempted the final exam.
That was in there, man. That was in there.
God.
So last match on the card, the main event right here, Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland, man. Swerve Strickland, Bryan Danielson finally getting the gold, winning the belt. He made him tap, and he never, ever tapped out before, which is big, which is big. And
that's huge.
That's huge. That's huge. That was a match right there. That right there. I dare say it because some people think I saw it on TikTok because I think some people just being negative just to get likes and clicks. You know what I'm saying? And I hate those type of people. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's a remedy for that. If you do see people like just being negative for no reason, because there's some bots out there on Twitter, you can actually block them. Yeah, you can actually block them. And that kind of stops the traffic a little bit. But either way, I say this main event for Bryan Danielson, him winning at All In Wembley, is bigger than WrestleMania 30.
Easily.
And some people are like, oh, you bugging, hell, you bugging. He beat the whole entire Evolution. I was like, he wouldn't have to do that if the WWE was listening to fans in the first place. He should have won the Royal Rumble, and he should have been in the main event and only had one match. But, you know, the whole Yes Movement deal, I'm talking about the match itself. Yeah. He even said it. He was like, this right here is one of my favorites right here.
This match was better than WrestleMania because he was the underdog. The underdog story is cool.
Yeah.
But at the time, the crowd wanted him to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Which he should have.
Yeah.
They wanted him to go up against Orton for the title anyway. He did, but he had to go through hell and high water to do it. We all know he was going to get past all of that and make it to Orton.
Right.
Now in this match right here, to be honest, he could have lost. He could have lost and hung it up.
Yeah.
Swerve could have beat him.
Yeah.
Or he wins. Either way, it's a win-win for AEW because he goes out on his own terms. If he would have lost, he's going to go out on his own terms now that he won. It's a win. To me, it's a win across the board because, like I said, he now gets to go out on his own, but there were no bad parts in this match. Normally in a match, you say, all right, it got slow right here. No, this match told the story of and they kept saying it the entire match. Daniel Bryan is in the ring with the most dangerous man in AEW.
Yeah.
Swerve knew he had to take it a step further. That house call, man, that house call move, man, look,
I
he
thought
could
it
have
was a
did
wrap.
it. Oh, and he did it
thought
twice.
was it.
He did it twice at one point. He did it back to back. I was like,
I
ain't
think
no
he did
way
it 3 times.
Yeah, I was like, ain't no way he getting his ass up from this, and he did. And then you just seen, we seen vintage Brian Danielson just get his jump together and say, I'm not losing this match, cuz. But to make him tap, that's special because I don't think those two are done. But Hangman is now in the picture.
Yes. I love the fact that Hangman was there, but he didn't directly interfere with the match. He's indirectly interfered because now there's no asterisk next to the win that Bryan Danielson had because he didn't touch Swerve. He just was out there and security got to him in time. So, and then on top of that, Danielson hit him with the, Psycho knee and he kicked out. So at that point, the excuse is no longer there because now you got yourself a breath of fresh air. Like there's a lot of key spots. Mark Henry said it on Busted Open. He said Swerve and Bryan Danielson, he believes is top 5 best work rate match he's ever seen in his life.
That's the match of the year.
And he said
that's the match of the year.
Yeah, he said there was no slowdown in this match at all. There was transition after transition after transition, key moments after key moments after key moments. It was a point where I think Danielson hit him with a Psycho knee. He just brushed that thing off and walked away. I was like, yo.
Like, well, for him to do that, and we're talking about Swerve, who and even Tony said it. Tony said Swerve is in the best shape of his life right now. So when he was doing this right here, I was like, I need everybody at Wembley Stadium to realize how cold that was right there. We've never seen anybody.
Yeah,
he's hitting Triple H.
I needed oxygen.
Yo, he's hit Triple H with that. He's hit John Moxley with that. He's hit Randy Orton with that. I mean, it's a long list of guys.
John Cena, Roman Reigns,
Bray Wyatt. It's a lot of guys. It's a long list of guys that's been hit with that Psycho knee. And if we being honest, out of a percentage up to 100%, about 90-95% of those guys, they don't get up.
No.
And you got Swerve to say,
especially that house call he be making on 3 of them. 3 of them.
Swerve told that man, I don't believe you. You need more people if this is what you gonna bring at me.
Yeah. This is the best you got, dog. This is the best you got. Let me show you these house calls real quick, my boy. Like 1, 2, 3.
On the button.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
On the button.
And like he ain't missed them joint. I think this match needs to be studied. You know what I'm saying? Because it's rare that I want to go back and watch a particular match from start to finish. Because once you finish with the match, you finish with the match.
You're done.
Or whatever stories you want to go back to or whatever. But if somebody was to get into professional wrestling, right? This is one of the matches that you need to watch. Like from start to finish, on like from bell to bell. Like, yo, if that match itself don't motivate you to like, man, I want to be the best professional wrestler out there. I want to go out there and actually be a professional wrestler because, I mean, I was glued to that match. Like, Mark Henry was right. Mark Henry was right, man. It's the best work rate match I ever seen.
You ever watch a match and you say you gotta go run to the kitchen or something real quick, or you just turn away?
Yeah.
Not for a moment did I turn away from this match.
No.
When Hangman came in there, I know Hangman, just for him to be a part of that, I'd be sitting. If I was in Hangman Page's position, I'd be telling people, bruh, I was a part of one of the greatest matches I think that folks have ever seen.
Yeah. Like Bryan Danielson is making claim to be the best in the world, literally, when it comes to professional wrestling. And honestly, Swerve Strickland has that claim as well because, I mean, honestly, they could have gone for the hour. They could have went for an hour because I feel like they still had wind in the tank. I feel like they still had a lot of gas in the tank. They just ended it because of time constraints, maybe. But I feel like they could have went an hour. They could have do an Iron Man match, and I wouldn't give a damn. To me, right now, as it stands, the best Iron Man match I ever seen was him and MJF. Like,
amazing match.
That was amazing. That was better than Michaels and Bret Hart. That was better than Omega and Okada, and that wasn't an Iron Man match. That was just a match going on for 55 minutes.
Yeah.
But it was so much drama in that match. But look, Bryan Danielson living his best life in AEW. Like he's living his best life. He get to go out on his own terms. Tony Khan would not take no for an answer when it comes to a veteran wrestler wants to retire. They're gonna notice now. So far, they've always been ending on a high note. Sting, high note. Bryan Danielson, probably the same exact way. Dustin Rhodes, probably the same way, more than likely. This man is a 6-man Ring of Honor champion and tag team champion now. So like he get his flowers. So I can't blame Tony Khan for like giving the veterans flowers like they deserve it.
You know who's probably gonna be in the wind waiting on Daniel Bryan when he shows back up?
I say Christian still.
I say Jon Moxley.
I mean, there's a possibility. Yeah, it's a possibility. Yeah.
Look here, Blackpool Combat Club or not, when that one title is especially with Jon Moxley just having all this rest right now.
I mean, he's the IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah,
he ain't got no rest. He's the IWGP champion.
If he shows up to AEW, if Bryan Danielson is sitting there cutting a promo,
yeah,
and we hear that guitar riff real quick leading in the Wild thing, ain't but one thing on my mind. Jon Moxley is throwing a challenge out there, and look here, we all know Moxley don't give a damn who's got whatever title is in his face.
Yeah,
he's claiming a chance at it. But at the same time, I could easily see Christian too, because I could seriously see Christian coming out tonight saying, "Hey, what's good?"
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, man. To be honest with you, I don't really want to see Mox and Bryan because I've seen them before. But also, he's working in Japan too, so I think that's kind of he's doing some R&R. He's doing New Japan Pro Wrestling shows. Takeshita would definitely probably be part of that situation, possibly. I think Bryan Danielson going to make a few title defenses before actually dropping it, or he might retire tonight, like one of our viewers actually said. So only time will tell, man. Only time will tell, man. But check it, man. That is our show for today, man. Because hey, look, AEW Dynamite is going on right now. So you got anything else for the listeners out there?
I don't, man. Again, anybody that tuned in, please hit that like button, subscribe to the Discord, subscribe to the Patreon. Shout out to my good family, Boogie Blends, Vivo, and flowers to the man that's got us on the platform, the mad scientist himself, Urs Mac.
Yo, and shout out to the new subscribers that's out there, man. I definitely gonna shout some of you guys out on tomorrow's show. Be sure to tune in on Thursday, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time, man. We got a lot of news to cover. Myself, Vivo, Boogie Blends, video game news and all, man. Because, hey, Nintendo Direct was yesterday. We got some GameStop news. We got some anime stuff we're going to be talking about. There's a lot to be talking about tomorrow. So go ahead and tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m.
I seen the one about Marvel vs. Capcom. How about this? Me and the wife, we sent my son's Joy-Cons. He's got 4 of them. 2 of them, little buttons at the top stopped working. So sent them off Nintendo. They on the way back, G, right on time.
But you got PS5 though. It's on PS5 too.
I got an Xbox.
Yeah, it's on all of them.
I got. So it's on Xbox too?
Yeah, multi-platform. September 12th. Digital copy.
So hold on, cause see, I didn't think it was gonna be. I didn't think Marvel vs. Capcom was gonna be back on Xbox.
I think it is on all platforms, and also there was another announcement. Capcom Fighting Collection 2. They have Capcom versus SNK, Capcom versus SNK 2, Project Justice, which is Rival Schools 2, Power Stone 1, and Power Stone 2 are online play. That comes out in 2025.
Damn, I'm about to go broke, y'all.
And Space Marine 2 comes out September 9th.
Yo boy's about to go broke, especially that Marvel vs. Capcom comeback. I can tell y'all now.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get that before anybody change their minds. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that right now. The minute September 12th hit, I'm locked in, boy. Locked in. Wanting the smoke from everybody, man. All comers. Tell you. And it's online play. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm gonna be locked in, yo. But yeah, go ahead and tune in on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.